Welcome to Gray Mason Gaming Plays Solaris. This is a little guide video I put together for people that have played Neptunes Pride and are interested in dabbling into Solaris. And the highlight and the focus here really is just to show you that at its heart, Solaris and Neptunes Pride really get to the same thing, which is the diplomacy and the relationships and communication. All those things that are important in Neptune Pride are just as important here. So let's go ahead and dive into the game, and you'll see why I would say that. We are picking up in cycle 8. So it's been 4 days. I haven't been able to get to my computer to do one of these recordings. I really wish I could have, because a ton has transpired. One thing you'll notice looking at the map is there's a lot less gray mason, a lot more orange on it. So let's go back a little bit. One thing about Solaris is it has a time machine, but only up to 8 players. It's currently not enabled for larger games. It would be really helpful if it was, because then I could just show you what happened, and not have to be at my computer, quite as often to do these recordings. So we know Karmadrome, Kip, Ragu, Quarantined, and Rainbow Warriors. Those were three of them were my allies. One thing that I found out, just to kind of jump to the end, is Ragu and Quarantined were also, before they allied with me, they were in an alliance with Karmadrome and Kip. They didn't tell anybody about that. And by the way, that's totally fine, because I was in an alliance with JSC at the same time. So, yeah, we all do it. And I got burned. And in that case, it was actually okay, because I'm like, at the time, I was like a little bit relieved, because I'm like, okay, it removes my conflict of being aligned with multiple alliances. I was going to let it play out a little bit more. Now, why they didn't just say, since 3 of the 4 of them joined Karmadrome, why didn't they just have me join too? Well, because I shared with them how big I was, and it spooked them. They said they need to deal with me. So, lesson learned for me is, even when you join an alliance, until you really establish trust, don't divulge yourself in a dark galaxy, because they wouldn't have known how big I was if I wouldn't have told them, and I shouldn't have in hindsight. So that was my bad. Still new to Solaris and still new to this extra dark. So one of the things about the settings of this, it's not just a dark galaxy, but it's a extra dark galaxy. And it so when you look at people's stats, for example, you only see, I only see Chibi's 5 stars, but he's got 30. And so the stats that I see for him with his economy, industry, and science are only relevant to those stars that are in my vision. And so you don't really know how big even your allies are unless they hand it to you. I shouldn't have done that. So that happened. I was in a situation where Clear and Chibi and Professor Oaks were fighting the Kagan, J2, and Ulysses over here. And Team JSC were losing, and these guys were starting to win. I warned them. I said, I'm going to get killed soon, and I'm the only thing keeping you alive, because if this 5-man, or what is it? If this 5-team alliance gets my stars on top of theirs, because remember, they're growing completely constrained in the south, they're going to be completely unstoppable. We need to get everyone on board now. And it was like, well, we can't unless you do it, and we're not going to do it unless you do it. And it took a couple of days, and it got to the point where yesterday I was like, if they don't get this together, as soon as Orange attacks me, as soon as Karmadrome attacks me, I'm going to suicide into them to show them that they needed to do that, because this was the bigger threat. Now, it didn't need to come to that, because they ended up doing some heroic things, which we'll talk about in a second. Up north here, and again, I can't show you because it's a dark galaxy, and I don't even have images, but you have 3 players. You have Raz, who's also up here. They also have a little bit of a presence down here, but you have Raz, You have Scamp, which I think this is pretty much like his entire army or empire, and you have a bad musician. And I think they're decently sized. Now they've been fighting two of JSE's smaller allies as well, but they've been in this deadlock and just building up troops, and they are basically saying, because JSE's teams are not communicative, they don't communicate often or well, they try to establish peace and it's not going well, so they're saying we're going to be neutral and we'll come and help you after we deal with that. Now maybe they will, maybe they won't. I'm fairly certain what they're doing is they're going to have us do all the hard work and then want to come and swoop in and take stars, which is not going to go over well if that's how it plays out. If we hold this team back, Karmadrome's team back, Musician and Raz will be the next two to be eaten because they did not come on board right away. Now they gave tech. Like Raz has been great with me on giving me tech. They'll give tech, but they're not committing ships, and we need it all. It's one of those like you need it all or not. Like or this is what happens. And I understand like this is happening to me. This is not happening to them. But in a game like this, I think they know that if I die, this 5-man team gets all of my stars plus all in the south, it's just over, and they'll just do whatever they want. So Professor Oak, Chibi, Clear, I'm really impressed. They put together a Discord channel. We put maps in. JSE's in it. Ulysses is in it. Kagan and J2 aren't, but it's been a really impressive coordination of this group working together. And what they devised is they ended their non-aggression pact with Raz. It expires this very tick 163, and that means they are now allowed to attack. And so what did they do? They did one other little fun little thing here. You'll see there's a wormhole here. Well, if I were to go in time machine, that wasn't there a turn ago. We created a wormhole, and this wormhole's connected, I think somewhere like up here. So what that means is anyone in the north can hit him and hop into his heart. All the people that are around here can hop in this wormhole and pop up on this front line. And everyone that's way up in here can pop in that wormhole and pop out right here. How do they do that? Well, it is, if we go and take a peek here at the star, I'm able to take a peek at the star. It just says there's a wormhole. Oh, you know what? I'd have to show you this way. Let me show you this way. So let's say I would hire a specialist, and I would spend 25 tokens, a godly amount. This star will form a wormhole with the next star where a Stargate is hired, and the specialist will retire. So a Stargate gets created. On the same turn we coordinated with this was open and the one up north was open, and because we opened two Stargates, they connected, and you basically make a wormhole anywhere on the map. So we just created a pathway from the north has a pathway, now the far northwest has a pathway, and Clear obviously is right on the border, and all these people. So we have created a wormhole, and in 8 minutes from now, the cavalry will arrive. And this will determine the fate of the game for me as well as everybody else. If we just get pushed, if we get rejected, then Karmadrome probably just wins. They just win, and they very well may. I don't really have a good sense. I'm pretty sure they're bigger than all of us, but they're not expecting it, so we could catch them where they're weak, and that would be good. Now, again, we have Raz on here. We really do need everyone on board. So I'm hoping that this northwest issue gets resolved. So let's go through a little bit of front by front. In my north, this section here was all mine. Well, not the green, but like these stars right here. There was this wormhole that we went through, and what I did or this wormhole right here. I built an orbital cannon, so +1 defense. I had a saboteur that reduced the enemy's attack by 3, and I had a general which added 3 to mine. So that's +3 -3 +1, so it's +4. It's a 7 weapon difference, +8 with the defender bonus, which was huge. Now they came in with their own saboteur, and I think their own general, but I still had the cannon and the defender bonus, so I still had 2 higher weapons. And they brought it in 1,500 ships. I think I had like 700. Lescampade was in position, and he's been great. This is his first game. I've played with him in the Neptunes Pride game, and he's just getting his feet wet. But he did a nice job of getting in and helping me defend. We defended off of the first wave. The second wave blew me up. And as you can see, they decided to then take all this over. Now, one little thing that may or may not happen is Ragu is feeling bad about betraying me. They shouldn't. Ragu, if you're watching this, you just did a good play. That being said, when they showed that they were sad, I pressed on it and told them they needed to make up for it by giving me the stars back. They're agreeing to. So I'm like, listen, if I can get stars through military, I will. If I can get them through words, that's even better. So without going through all of this, they said, hey, because I told them, like, listen, you betrayed me. Why would I ever want to ally with you again? And like, oh no, I don't say that. And meanwhile, like, I of course I will if it helps me. But they don't know that. So why would I want to ally with someone who gives their word to an alliance, does a backdoor deal to pull out of the alliance of 4 with 3 of the 4? You're essentially just stabbing me for no reason, as far as I could tell. I passed tech. I communicated. The only thing I can assume was that you were afraid that I was too big, but you joined Karmadrome, who is just as big or bigger now. Why did you do it? And so he said, I did break your trust. It's not something I'm proud of. You feel like this guy feels bad. Let me explain. When Rainbow, Quarantine, and I started working to get rid of Grump, we were also sharing tech with Kip and Karma. When we were invited to the group chat, with you included, we didn't tell Rainbow that we were in another group. Now, by the way, I was with JSC. Totally cool. So anyway, he goes on. He feels bad. Ask how new he is. I say, tell you what, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. If you don't even care about this game anymore because you feel bad, just give me back these stars. And he's like, I've been told that lies and betrayal are part of this game. The game advertises itself as such as well, but I'm not used to that, so I guess I will still evaluate actions accordingly. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get it. And then he came back with, so here's what I'm going to do. Here's the fix. I'm going to give you a 2-cycle non-aggression pack, so he's going to stop attacking me. Excellent. He's going to give up these stars. Excellent. It gives me a little relief. Now, that's not going to stop Rainbow Warrior or Quarantined, but I'll take what I can get. Now, hopefully, Scampade can get in there too. I asked Scampade to go ahead and send his ships over into Karmadrome, which will go into this wormhole here. We'll see if he does that. But more importantly, in 3 minutes now, the cavalry pops through this wormhole. In this section, I've been fending it off. I tried to do a counterattack because Clear came through the wormhole. They heard the bat signal. So again, this is what's coming. You can see he's got another 200 ready to pop through. Here's 200, another 100. So there's more coming. I wish I saw bigger numbers, but I don't think this is where the bulk of it is at. They're going to pop through here, which is fine because I need that because they have 800 on that star. So look, we're still 300 down. Like, we don't have 300. I think we have about 300 to send. I'm going to defend this one. We'll defend the wormhole, which I need to get the pathway in covered. I try to counter. So here's another little thing if you're new to Solaris. This little mushroom-looking thing looks like a mushroom to me. It's a warp scrambler. It locks the warp gate at the star to prevent non-allied players from using it. and it deducts -1 weapon. So it makes it weaker. But what happens is I was going to arrive in 2 hours, and he was able to use his warp gate over, but I couldn't warp gate. So they can move. They can use their ×3 speed, and I can't. So they can outposition you, and that's an outstanding specialist you should put on your systems to prevent, to be able to get in the right spots. Either way, there's going to be a lot coming through this hole. Now, if you look, this section here, it's a freaking nightmare. If you recall, I was all of these were mine, and they're using this thing called a smuggler. Increases their carrier speed by 2. Now it does 1 less damage, but that's okay, because what he does is he just loads it up, like here with 205, and he went at this place with I think I had like 50, right? So he's like, I'm gonna take a bad trade, but I'm gonna get a star, and they zip around to the weaker stars. Remember, if you break through, typically like in Neptune's Pride, right, there's a front line. You break through, everything was going to the front line, and then you kind of like march your way through. But in this game, you can like get a double your speed, right? And that's like why warp gates are so good. But in this, you don't even need warp gates. You can just get a specialist on a carrier and just start wrecking havoc in the back lines. And that's what he's done to me quite well. It was quite an impressive display of tactical maneuvers that Karmadrome's done. This one, I did finally catch him. I really did not want to lose this. I'm trying to hold on to this section. As you can see, I have them all coming down too. It's gonna be ugly. But I'll hold it at least for a little bit longer. But yeah, I use a warp scrambler to get my ships up to there in time, and I will blow up. That's just 5 tokens that'll be destroyed, and more importantly, it'll keep him from like zipping around to these other low. Like if he would have got there first and killed it, even if I took it back, he could have like zipped around and taken these other like low defended stars. And then you're just like, oh my gosh, he's chasing this little like fast little gnat around, destroying your economy. It's awful. That's what he did a lot in here. He used the warp scrambler to be able to get his ships in. He warp scrambled the hell out of this, right? Like he did it here, he did it here. This seems to be a staple. And you think, so we talked about the price of building your own warp gate and some of these other things. Warp scramblers aren't that expensive, and so as I'm learning quite well this game. Again, this is game 2 for me, so there's a lot of these little tactical things that I need to learn. But the where is it? Warp scrambler is only 3 tokens, not a lot in the grand scheme of things. And right now, I'm earning 7 a turn. So so we just did the tick, and yeah, I'm kind of looking for the cavalry. Did they? Oh, there we go. There we go. That feels nice. So there was 0 there when we started watching, and now there's 2,523 from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these different teams, with plenty. The fight of God, the right of God, the might of God. Yeah, eat it. Oh, that feels nice. So, you can't do that in Neptune's Pride. You can't make your own gateway to the front line. You can't have a formal alliance with people in a normal game. And this is, look at the power of this, that you actually can make a formal alliance, make your own pathway to the front line, and have everyone pop through, like just Stargate in. It's pretty cool. And now I wish I had vision of all of this, but they're just going to start eating these guys over, and they're going to make some progress. Absolutely. So we'll see what the reaction is to that, and where we go from there. I'm going to lose this star. I just lost. So let's go through. Let's just do a little. We're together. So carry to star. So okay. So I captured back this star. I just came and captured it back, and then he's going to take it too. Oh, I attacked from there. Right, he used his warp gate. I took it back, and I'm just going to lose it. So what do? We put our ships on. We put them there, and let's just save our carrier. Fucking hell. I'm just getting eaten alive here. How about here? Oh, okay. That got taken by the bad guy. And what do I have here? Oh, I'm not going to have enough to take it back. Cool. Yeah, no, I didn't want that star either. Let's look at the last thing. I'm sure this will be good news. Yes. This is where I spent 5 tokens to try to... Oh, no. This is where I blew him up. Yeah, so I blew his 205 up. This was the good news. This is legit good news. Yeah, I blew him up. And so now I have these 66 ships left, and I have to figure out if I want to try to stop Rainbow Trader or Karmadrome. So, but game is on. 2,500 ships to the rescue. That's gonna get some attention. We are tick 164. Alright, the war is on. Let's do a quick tactical breakdown. Let me show you kind of something that's going on here. They had 2,900 ships. We know that. The enemy didn't, because JSC built a scrambler. And the scrambler, can I still see it? I can't, it's out of my vision. The enemy doesn't know how many ships are on the carrier. So he sent a scrambler with 400 ships at their binary star, so their really good star, that had 800, in the hopes that they will think that he's sending like 1,000 ships and defend it, thus freeing up other stars, defenses for other stars. In addition, he's going to send one next tick with 1 ship on it, basically just throwing it away, again making them defend something that's not a real attack. And then like a third attack of that, like 2,000, and send that, so they're like never know what to expect on it. So that is some mind games JSC's doing down there. But team overall super well coordinated, going to cause some major damage. Can I show you? No, this is not it. So this is the attack plan. There's a 2,500 plus the 400 where people are going to attack. You have the game plan laid out. And I want to show you one other little tactical thing as well. You notice this is no longer a star. A siege builder with +4. Here, let's do this in a notepad here, right? Alright, so we got the attacker. They got +4 on a siege builder. And they're attacking a star. They're going to land in 5 ticks, right? In 5 hours they land. Now, defender, if nothing is done, they're attacking a world builder star that continues to grow, so the natural resources up to 160, 210, right? So a great star. But it deducts 5 from weapons, so -5. So they have a +9 weapons. So if we just did this real quick, just to show you in the builder what this would be with the, so I'm at -5, so I'm at 2, and they're at +4, 11. This fight looks about like this. I would need like 2,500 ships, right? They lose not even 100 ships, right, to take that out. Not very happy trade for me. However, what about the guys we have here? Clear has 556. So let's say he sends over 500. Now, we need him to get there at the same exact tick. It's 7 hours and they're 5 hours. If we wait 1 tick, they're at 4 hours. And he launches double speed. You round up, so 7 is like 8. Half of 8 is 4. So next tick, if he launches with a ×2 carrier, he will arrive here at the same time. Now, to get a smuggler, he can't buy it on my star, because you can only build specialists on your own star. Even though we're allied, I can only build specialists on my star. So I abandon the star. He takes it next tick. He buys a smuggler. He launches. He will arrive in 4 hours. The enemy arrives in 4 hours. That's step 1, getting the timing. Step 2. Once he launches, I abandon. I think I need to move these ships off, and I abandon. And because everything on it will be destroyed. And when he arrives, now the siege breaker only gets the +5 when attacking a star, but he'll have 700 versus 550, so he'll get the defender's bonus. He'll be defending a star, so he doesn't get the +4 weapons. And he'll be defending a star with a world builder. So instead of that scenarios, he's going to get he's going to now we'll call him orange. Orange gets -5 instead of +4. Now the smuggler is going to be a -1. So instead of being a +9, he's at a -4. So let's see what that looks like now. So now he attacks, but there's going to be 550 ships that arrive at the same time. We'll assume that those are his. It's going to be a smuggler, so it's going to be 6, but he's going to have the world builder here. So he's going to be at 2. Oh wait, I have to do it the other way around because he does get the defender's bonus too. So he's going to get the 700. The attacker will be at 5 with 550. The attacker wins. So the siege builder's destroyed and did nothing. We clear basically gets those and gives them right back, and I saved these 350. Those are some of the games you can do with Solaris that you can't in Neptune's Pride, manipulating the plus attacks, defender bonuses. I just thought I would show that because I thought it was just a clever little trick. Cycle 9. The tides are starting to turn a little bit. And you can tell the morale is low on the enemy team because, you get Ragu here saying, nice work, I think this game is pretty much decided. It's game 9. It's not decided yet. But happy to have them think that. And then I had a thought. So when I was talking to Scampade, he said he had a non-aggression pact with Karmadrome. He wouldn't attack him, but it excluded allies. So Scamp is allowed to attack Karmadrome's allies, and Karmadrome is allowed to attack Scampade's allies. And so I'm like, oh, well, I mean, if you're going to make that deal, why don't I make that deal with my original alliance? At this point, I don't think I can win. I think it's clear Karmadrome's game to win. But my original allies are certainly not in a position to win as far as I can tell. So I said, hey team, clearly my emotions ran high when things went down. I'm better now. So as Karmadrome said, the die has been cast. There's no going back to how things were, but I would like to propose one thing with just you all, since you were my starting alliance. I reclaim the stars you took in the north and will not go through the wormhole. I will spend the rest of my time just attacking Orange, Karma, and Kip. That will keep me fully busy. I have no need or ability to split my attention. At that point, there are clearly many players to attack on my side as well at this point. So if you're willing for us to just stay in our respective teams, but have a truce after I get my stars back, I assume at some point people want to start asking for the request to quit, and that'll help us all get higher on that list. I've given up trying to win, which is 100% not true, by the way. But for the sake of this discussion, I have given up any hope of winning. It's clearly just Karmadrome and clear, which is what I really want everyone to believe. And so for now, I'm playing for placement. Which is a backup plan, of course. And so let me know what you think. And I said, by the way, and I told him where the idea came from. If you're still playing for rank, I will do one more thing off you if you're justified. Will you join us? Karma then asked me that as well, and I said no, I'm not flipping. There's no world at this point that even if they were sincere, which they might be if they are desperate, if I flipped, the wrath of the entire board comes at me. I burn bridges with all these players I'm just starting to build a relationship with, just to help Karmadrome win. why in the world would I do that? No, I think Karmadrome's Right to Die has been cast. We have plenty and ample targets to hit, so I need to hit them. I'm getting this back now. Ragu did honor his agreement. He abandoned those stars, and I am getting them back. I did have this one. I gave it back to Scamp as a just to show him that I will want to continue working with him, and he will then attack these guys. I have enough ships now coming. I should clean this up. Assuming no one else comes in, I will reclaim my territories up north. They could always send in like 2,000 more ships and screw me. But I think they're kind of busy now. So let me show you. This is the map that we came up with right now, the combined map. You can see Clear is an absolute monster. He's the biggest. I probably am second biggest, and then Professor Oak might be close, but I think I'm second on our alliance, and I will definitely grow faster. Like, he's more locked in, where I have a ton of opportunity to expand. So, looking at the end game, if Clear wins, I should be able to get second at worst. And I'll take that. I'll take first if I can get it, but I'm not going to. I'm not attacking my allies. Not now. Not now. It's too late for that. We're set. I will race them to the end. J22 hasn't been doing much from I can tell. Kagan's pretty weak. A couple other maps just to share here. So we have a little Discord just with our alliance, which is super helpful. This is from Raz. You can see this is him up in the north. So here's where I was at, right? My little star. And so we have this battle going on up here, which is just stupid. So the darker or the lighter red is Raz, and he's on there too. They're trying to finish off Master Hero and Imperio. They need to kill this. And I don't know what a bad musician is doing. I'm not clear what's over there. And then down through the wormhole in the south, so this is the southern part of the map, you got a little bit of Ragugo and western and the Rainbow Warriors. So all of this, we know all of this is the bad guys too. So we have a pretty good sense right now of what the world looks like. The first attack with 3,000, we got 1 star out of it. But they burned a ton of resources in doing it. In the last 24 hours, they probably burned, 100 tokens. They've got to be completely depleted now. And you could tell because there's been, just reinforcements from these existing stars. All the other ships from Karmadrome and Kip are not coming at me right now. We lost and we've defended this. Clear has held down the fort here, which is huge. So I'm going to clear this out, and then I'm going to start pushing this back too. I'm really debating what to do with these 200. It'd be nice just to clear this threat out, because I leave it alone and he could still mess with me. I don't like that he can mess with me. This will be like... But that being said, it's 1 star. I'm going to commit 300 ships for this 1 star. I could send that down here and get a lot of my stars back. But I leave my back door open. It's really... I got 3 minutes to figure out what I'm doing. I guess I could sit for another hour, but I don't want to waste time. So I need to figure that out. But yeah, so we've stabilized and we're making progress. They're offering alliances and deals, and yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see where this goes. All right, we're in cycle 10 now, and we cleaned up the north. Let's start in the north, because I think there's some interesting things happening there. I also have some better vision now, as you can see. I see a bad musician in Raz. And this is the entirety of Scampade, this blue here. Now, when my prior 3 allies left this, they said they would come back. But I've been talking with them, and as a matter of fact, I got this from Rainbow. He says, he was just saying, I'm going to throw this out there. You were right about the red-headed stepchild, but I couldn't leave quarantine in Karmadrome. I couldn't leave quarantine. Karmadrome is, well, the dude doesn't make as many friends as he makes enemies, apparently. So I told him, like, why are you switching? Like, why are you flipping to go with them when they clearly were a group and you were like the last one in? You were odd man out. But he did anyway. I said, if you would have just included me, we probably could have won. He's like, it could be a stretch, but certainly would have been a better position. Karmadrome's managed to alienate like everyone, dragging me in quarantine along with him. We're kind of fed up. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. What's your situation like? Me and Quar are so done. So I'm like, let me talk to people. And then he says, looks like you made Karmadrome quit, which he didn't. He posted in the Discord that he's looking for someone to take his role. I think it's just a joke. I don't think it's serious. So I said I spoke to the team. They're not interested, but I am. But it looks like Ragu's not on board, because what happened is up here, the Scampade reclaimed, I reclaimed, and Scampade went through, and there were like the 2,000 ships there. And now Ragu's coming and reclaiming and reattacking. But the rest aren't. And okay. So, there always comes a time in a game when you're like, are you playing to win? Or are you playing to play and have fun and make friends? And I'm playing to win. And I think what I would be willing to do, if they're willing to do, is this. And this is what I want to propose to him. I want to hear what he has to say first. But here's the plan. I don't want to fight them at all. They go, and I think they have a pretty strong presence down here. Quarantine, Ragu, and Rainbow Warriors go fight my allies in the south. Just go fight them down there. They may even be up here. I think they're up here too. Go fight them up there. Go fight them. We leave each other alone. If my alliance wins, Karmadrome and Kip are pushed back. I don't attack them still. I save Scampade. And then I kill a bad musician who's never really been with us. And then I could go kill Raz, who was late to the party. J2 has been too idle. I can take his. So I think I could go and justify killing these people without touching Clear and Chibi and Nitro and JSE and Professor Oak. I don't want to touch them because they've been super on board. But I could let them deal with those other three, and I go clean up and expand there. I feel like that's the gray line of the Gray Mason that I'd be willing to do. Now, that all is just an idea in my head, but it's an idea in my head. Because none of that matters if I can't get my shit under control down here. So remember, I had this line here. Last night I had some good success reclaiming some stars with a smuggler. I got this one back. I got a couple others too. I had this one got lost. I'm going to reclaim it. Then he's going to take it. And I'm going to get it back. So a lot of battles going on here. I need to clear these out, like this 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I can make this line back, because over here they've got 1,700 ship. I'm like, would you please attack? He's like, oh, I'm protecting the wormhole. And I'm like, hey, could you soften this up so my thing wins? I think it's a trap. I'm like, it's not a trap. Would you just send 150 ships or 175 ships so I can get these stars back? Because on the other side of that wormhole, he's got another 400. He's got another 1,300. Just fucking help me. And so it's because of they're playing great, but they're not really too concerned about me flailing here. and that's clear. And I wouldn't do it either. Their focus is down here because guess what? That's where they are, and that helps them expand. So we need to deal with that. And that's why I think dealing with these guys makes sense. As a matter of fact, I got to be careful that what I say doesn't get spilled to clear, because that could cause problems. But I need them to help me, not just hold my stars, because that's great, but that's not as great as me regaining my stars. I need to regain my stars and be able to start pushing back. Break Orange's will, make them quit. Team with my old team, expand in the north. Yeah, that's 100% my plan right now. One other little tidbit for those new to Solaris. This is new. There is a specialist called a war hero. When attacking the star, adds +2 weapons for each player on your side in combat. Decreases speed. We had, let me show you this. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I was coming 7. So there's going to be seven teams coming in. They're going to hit this at one time. So that would be +14 weapons. It's like a pretty big weapon lead when you're set at a set 7. So we're going to do a +14 weapon. Now he used a pirate. Pirate gets +3 weapons combat, and he had attacked. But what happened is, for whatever reason, it must just have been the spacing, the timing within the progression of the tick. But his pirate with the 1,200 ships attacked our what we thought was a further back fleet first, that had a bunch of our players in it. But then when it hit the other group that had a Colonel War Hero, which is the important one, it died. So now what we're left with is we've got 2 players, and this is JSE, I'm sure. Yep. Okay, we have Nitro. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be 8 +8. So we're just going to be +8 weapons, and we will take this. I think Nitro takes it because he'll have the most ships. So yeah, we will still successfully take it, but we took some damage. But this will be a nice little foothold because there was a lot of things built up. So again, just a little fun Solaris specific tactics to showcase within here. I think that's it for now. I am sending ships in here. Oh, I'm going to lose my other smuggler. God bless it. Yeah, so here's the thing. Smugglers are like 5 tokens each. This is with the warp speed. It's 3 away, but then half of that with the smuggler is 2. So he can get between here and here in 2 ticks with a smuggler, which is stupid. So he's able to just keep reinforcing this to stupid degrees. So now he's actually going to get a smuggler out of there. It's super frustrating. It's really frustrating. I can't get my stuff back, and I want to send more of my ships down, but then I got them attacking up in the north. That's why I need this to stabilize so I can get everything down here. I guess the only other thing to note right now is Gampade is no longer in a non-aggression pack with Karmadrome. So I'm hoping that will trigger Scamp just to say, yeah, go ahead, great, take my stars. That's what I'm hoping happens. But we'll see. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Cycle 10, tick 207. Let's do a quick update on some of the politics that could be game altering if they go through. I think I have Rainbow and Quarantine on board with wanting to work with me. Ragu is not yet on board. We'll get to that. So rising up from the support, hey you two, Quarantined thought Ragu wouldn't be good to include as he'd fill Karmadrome in immediately. Here's my problem. The 4 of us, Ragu included, are playing support roles for Karmadrome Clear, from what I can tell. So regardless of which side wins, it'll be one of those 2 and not us. And further, if Karmadrome wins, I'm likely to be on 1 star fully removed. If Clear wins, you guys are going to be low on the leaderboard as well. Rainbow Warriors express frustration. While I'm mostly content with my team now, I will say it's become very clear that they're allowing me to be the punching bag for your team while they defend me enough to survive but not grow. All their efforts are put into growing away from me so they can grow while I just survive. And my team Team Karmadrome keeps kicking me in the process. Here's a specific example. I asked for 175 ships to help me regain a star. Was told he wanted to work with his original ally first to grow. He won't even help me take 1 star. So Clear, it's a problem for me. I'm in no position to attack my team, and I assume neither are you guys, despite our frustrations. And I do owe Clear due to him saving my ass from all of you. But I don't think that means I have to sit back and just help him win. I do appreciate what he's done, but I don't like being relegated to the position I have without helping me even a little bit regain my stars that I lost. So I said I'd like to do something to flip this galaxy a bit to put us on top. I think the first step is for us starting to form a group of players we can trust to act when the time is right, and right now focus on having Karmadrome and Clear fight each other and not us so we can build up. I don't know what additional growth you guys have in the south. I assume you have all the stars already, but I could kill this campaign and grow there. I could probably make a case for J22 being mostly AFK, so I could grow in the north while our leaders kill each other. Maybe you guys hit Raz. That's as far as I got for now. No tech trading to tip anyone off, but we start to work in the shadows to help each other grow. What do you think? So seed is planted, and I think nothing else, it pauses them from attacking me, but this idea is growing on me. And the more I try to make up a reason to flip, the more I'm like, actually, yeah, I'm being played. I'm his puppet right now. I don't like being someone's puppet. All he had to do all he has to do is send 175 ships there, and none of this would happen. But this lack of helping me take 1 star. By the way, the star is a 010. It's an 18 resource star. But no, that would be too much. That would be too much to ask of my alliance. Meanwhile, we just spent like 4,000 ships over here. And why would we do that? Because spending 4,000 ships over here helps this group expand. You just sit tight and don't die. You keep killing. So I'm like, not cool. So they don't know me. What do? I go to Karmadrome and say, I'm in no position to flip on my alliance. I do owe them a lot for saving me from you and your crew. However, I'm no fool. I see what they're doing. Here's an example. Blah, blah, blah. I got told no. He said, why? I showed him the dialogue. He says, Clear's plan is to win. Simple. I said, in the West, they can grow. All the resources are going there. I'm fine playing support role if I'm at least given help too, but I'm not fine just being a punching bag so Clear can grow. What's your proposal? If he isn't going to help me, then my commitment to helping him diminishes. Well, I don't have one totally formulated, but I guess I wanted to ask if you'd allow me to gain some of my stars. So I want to get these 5 stars back, right? I want to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I would love to get all of these, but I'm trying to not be greedy, right? Like let's get those 5 back, and I just keep that, and then it keeps me a little bit of a bubble here. And then where do I focus? Well, there are stars in the north I could focus on. Some players that are mostly AFK, like J22 and the entire northwest corner. But not Clear. No, I can't do that. I just die instantly. So proposing a non-aggression pack if I give you stars back. I said, but if we stop fighting each other, you'll have all those ships to deal with him and Chibi. Yeah, I guess I am. Again, I haven't thought this all out. So it's okay. I'm interested. I'm just getting annoyed and trying to think up what makes sense. Being transparent, I'd be super happy for you and Clear to kill each other, of course. He's like, of course. But I want to be a contender again and not his puppet. Understood. This would give you more resources to focus on him, which is actually just fine with me. I don't break my commitment to him. I get to grow, and we see where it goes. How do you think he'll react to you not attacking me? And of course, it would have to include my alliance. I said, right. I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll be annoyed, but if you are keeping him busy, what else can he do at that point? And if he gets aggressive with me and cuts me off from tech, he just pushes me further away from him and closer to fully aligning with you. I mean, he could have fucking helped me. So this is on him. See a theme of external placement on my part. Okay, I'm on board, but I'll need to check with my team who are eager to eat your stars, but I'm willing to take the hit on those 5 stars in return for peace. And I don't think you retreat or abandon your stars. It'll be obvious. Just stop sending reinforcements. Yeah, we can work out the logistics. Okay, thanks for hearing me out. I would prefer something more concrete, but I understand the situation. Let me know what the team thinks. Oh yeah, and by the way, can I get those 2 stars in the north back? And he said he'd ask. Then I went and I filled in my team of Rainbow and Quarantine. I said, here's what I did. I just wanted them to know. And I didn't tell Karmadrome about this extra conversation. So, and no one on my alliance knows any of this. Surprise! Another quick update. Karma says, I'll get back to you. They would like to be part of the alliance. I'm like, oh, that's great. He's like, I thought you wanted less. And I reiterated, no, I'm not full alliance. And so we want to like lay things out, but we're agreeing. He'll stop attacking me. He'll give me back 3 instead of the 5 stars. I'm not going to argue over 2 stars. The northern stars, they'll keep 2. I think I get 1 of those back. We don't attack. We don't trade tech. We don't share intel, but we don't hit each other. That's huge. It lets me start to grow. And I'll need to find somewhere else to grow. And that means that Karma and Clear attack. They can attack each other all they want. So I get back those specific stars. I'm letting him know I'm going to get the wormhole and the home star back from Clear. In the north, they'll keep this wormhole. They'll keep the other one that Ragu got. I won't openly attack Clear's alliance, and I won't attack JSC because I like them. But everyone else is open game, and obviously we won't attack each other. No trek trading, no intel swaps, but there will be a point where I need to pick a side, and depending on how they treat me, will determine which side I pick. Yeah, so game-changing moment here, right? This is I get back specific 1, 2, 3, these 3 stars. I'm still at a gap there. I'm going to get back these 2 from Clear then, right? So I'll start to regroup. I'm gonna ask for those back. They're going in here and pushing in on these guys, right? So they're going to start to grow on Karma. So it's going to look like we're making progress. And then I'm not going to get killed off by these 2,000 ships that I have almost no answer for. I'm going to try to talk to Lescampade about taking his stars because he's pretty much dead. I'm going to then try to kill J22 for being too inactive, although, as I say that, he is sending 2,000 ships to attack over here. That is a beautiful thing. I warned him that it's coming. So if you're in alliance with someone and they're taking the brunt of the damage and they ask for 1 star back, just give it to them. Help them out. Don't say, let me expand and take all this over before I help you get 1 star back. Because you know what you do? You send a clear message that you're not part of their team. I'm not part of Clear's alliance. And that the fact that he tipped his hat and made it clear that I'm not really part of the alliance, I'm just a useful member, caused all this. Help your allies. If you're an ally, help your allies. First couple hours of cycle 11, and very happy to say Karma has been exceptionally on board and giving back his stars. I'm about to get this one back, and look at this. Look what happened down here. After he let my ships blow up, Clear decided he'd come take the star for himself. So I sent him a note saying, hey, I'm ready to take these stars back now. Let's see what he says. And Karma lost this before I got there. Let's see if he lets me keep it too. It's a little test for both of them. Ragu Quarantine could not be better to work with. Rainbow Warrior could not be better. We're doing a swap up here. They're going to give me these two. I'm going to give them those three. They get a star bonus, but it just keeps us both a little more consolidated. And Lescampade agreed to do us to just abandon his stars for me to take. So, yeah, including this home star here, right? Like that's good stuff. I'm actually in position on a lot of these other stars, or will be soon. He said he wanted to keep. I thought he wanted to keep. He has a cluster up here. We'll see what he says. But then I need to start rebuilding, because just what I see right now from Clear, he's double my size. I mean, he's huge. And so I'm going to need to rebuild. And Karmadrome is probably bigger. I need these guys to butt heads, and me to stop being the ones going in and doing that. So should be an easy next few days. Later in cycle 11, things are looking up. As you'll notice, we have a lot more gray up here. So Scampade has abandoned stars. Our transition with Ragu is complete. I got these 2 stars. I gave him 3 because I am a nice guy. I am so generous. When their 10,000 ships don't kill me, I give them 1 star. And that is a good deal for them, a good deal for me. I mean, they could have had all my stars, but they'll get those 3. And what's great now is I've reestablished my border here. This 1 star here, remember Shaizu? That was a whole point of contention where he said he wouldn't defend. He went and took anyway. After my ships blew up, he went and took it. Clear. What are you doing? I wanted my star back. I wanted my 18 resource star back. You let me die, and then you take it. Further cementing my commitment to your removal from this game, or at least for me ending above you. So where are we at? We have peace with Karmadrome. We have peace with everybody. We have people just gifting me stars. I have risen back to relevancy. I just got manufacturing 11 and terraforming 15. You can see the biggest on Karmadrome. They have more specialists, but beyond that, we're looking solid. I haven't bought 1 science. I'm up to 40 because of what Scampade had. I haven't bought any science. I have, if you look at like what it's going to cost, I've got like things in the 30s for science. But I'm not getting science yet because I've got all these economy to buy. And next cycle, I've got all these industry to buy. I might get some science next cycle. I have a lot of vision on him, but not full vision on him. He's got about 20 more science, so I think there's some more stuff down here, and I don't know where else he is exactly. If you look at the map, this is the map that they gave us. I'm missing this section down here, and this up here I think is quarantine. I can't totally tell, but no fear, I have some scouts moving up here. Now, if a bad musician blows up, I sent a scout up and they blew my scout up because they know your people observing you. If they blow me up again, I will blow them up again. And it will give me an excuse to go take their stars. There is nobody going to be defending a bad musician because Razatory is getting attacked by my boys, by Rainbow, Quarantine, and Ragu. They're 3-on-1ing him. And now Clear has to come in and help too. So that's beautiful. You guys fight. You guys blow your shit up. Now, we've had some limited progress, not a lot. So what is the plan? Well, the plan now is we're going to... This is all the planning, by the way. Look at this. This is impressive stuff. So they put a lot of work into this. We're going to go with more of a scattershot approach. And when I say we, I mean Clear and company. They're going to launch things, and then you have JSE doing fun little things. Where's his? So this is. I think this is clever. This is something, again, cool you can do. Oh no, this isn't it. Yeah. So he has these scramblers, so people can't see what's on the ship. And this is what he's got. He's going to send out 3 attacks that land in 3 different stars at the same time, with 1, 1, and 2,000. Which one do you defend? I think that's hilarious. I think that's absolutely hilarious. And all that's going down here, which again benefits me 0. 0 benefit. And they're like, oh great, you just attack here by yourself. We're going to 4v1 down here. No. Karmadrome, no. Now, to be clear, I've not shared any intel with Karmadrome. I'm not betraying them. What I am doing, though, is doing to my alliance, what I'm doing to Clear's alliance, what he's doing to me. Because I'm not in Clear's alliance. He's made it very clear that his alliance is Chibi and Oak and him and Nitro. That original 4, that's their alliance. And I'm just helping their alliance win. And I'm not. So I'm reestablished, I'm growing, I'm building. My next play is either instigate a war with a bad musician or J2. But so here's the thing, I'm still kind of in the middle, because look at this. You've got 600 ships from J2 here, 450 there. You got more coming. They're coming slowly. They haven't actually done anything though. They haven't attacked at all. I need them to like throw those into that wormhole, and then I'm going to build up, and I'm going to say he hasn't been doing anything, and then I'll go take his stars. I'm going to go take his stars. Or bad musician blows up my scout, and that's war, and I go take their stars. Or Raz gets gangbanged down here and says, I'm dead anyways, come take my stars. All 3 are viable options for me to grow, while the 2 big boys. The only thing that I have to be so careful about is I can't let Karmadrome and Clear unite. They cannot do what I'm doing. They cannot come against me, because then I just die. So I need to think about that. Clear, I don't think would, because he doesn't know what's going on. But if Karmadrome tells him, he might be, you know what, screw it, let's just kill him. That totally could happen. Totally could happen. So I need to be really careful with Karmadrome. And I think that's going to lean me more to working with him. Now, I did tell Jewstar Empire me being disgruntled with Clear yesterday, because he needs to be on board, because I need him, and really at this point it's J2 and the Kagan, Ulysses, like Imperio. Though I need him not to like say, Gray, you've been dishonorable, we will all kill you now. So if none of them come at me, even if Clear, Oak, and Chibi and Nitro were to come at me, if I have Karmadrome on my side, I think I would be okay. Once I build up. So that's what's going through my head. At this point, the tactics are less important to me. I'm going to let them duke it out down there. They're talking about doing a bunch of attacks down here. I'm not. I'm going to build up, because I am behind. Just on what I see with him, he's got 3,000 more ships. He's got 50% more than me, and I don't even see everything. So I build up, catch up, let them continue to kill each other, look for weak opportunities. And I think this is a good place to wrap up the episode. We've came back from being 4v1, lost about a third of my stars, on my heels, about to be eliminated, and negotiation and diplomacy wins the day, and now I'm sitting pretty. Where will we go from here? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, click on the link for the next episode, and don't forget to click subscribe for more content.